Thank you, Dr. Tyagi, for joining us and sharing about how Gravis is working to eliminate poverty and hunger through partnerships. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Christine, and greetings to everyone. It's a great pleasure to share experiences and perspectives from India, from the organization that I lead and the work that we do in the desert of India. Gravis is an India-based non-governmental organization which has been working for the last 4 decades to empower rural communities. And one of our strong focus groups in the population is older people, because older people are most impacted. They're the most vulnerable, living in the dry desert conditions. And in order to bring them forward, in order to make sure that their lives are fulfilled with the needs that they have, we take a very interesting component in our work, which is intergenerational approach. We believe that by bringing different generations together, there is a good opportunity for knowledge exchange, for the transfer of knowledge, for the ideas to move around, and then collectively different generations can contribute to community development. Can we go to the next slide, please? So I will explain a little bit about our work. Gravis is India-based organization, as I said. We are also an affiliate of HelpAge International's global network. HelpAge is a larger global level organization that has a network of organizations working on aging issues around the world, and we have been in this network for more than 2 decades. Our strong focuses are on healthcare, drought mitigation, education, and training. We are based in the Thar Desert of India, which is the most densely populated desert ecosystem in the world. It's actually geographically one of the smallest deserts, but it is home to more than 30 million people, which is a very large population. And so therefore, drought conditions are extremely challenging. There is a need of meeting health needs. There is a need of educating communities through training and capacity building. And older people, as I said in the beginning, are most important. They are most vulnerable, but they are also the most important contributors. They have the natural leadership roles. Intergenerational approach is extremely important for us because we don't want generational distances to cause problems in the communities. We want to make sure that the older generations and younger generations come together and they contribute to community development. We work in the Thar Desert part of India primarily, although we have programs in other locations also. The Thar Desert is on the western side of the country, neighboring the neighbor country of Pakistan. Next, please. So what are we doing for older people's needs? What are we doing in our intergenerational approaches? We have been forming different types of community-based groups. They could be intergenerational learning groups, which are made of different generations coming together, older people, mid-aged adults, and younger people, children and adolescents. So it's a mixed kind of a group of intergenerational learning. We also form self-help groups, or SHGs as they are called, which are focused on bringing older women and younger women together for financial literacy, for economic empowerment, and for leadership development. And then we also focus on older people associations, as we call them, OPAs, which are made exclusively of older people to make sure that they are given leadership roles, to make sure that their training is taken up, to make sure that their knowledge levels are upgraded, and so that they can participate in the programs that we are doing at the ground level. After these groups are formed and trained, we have a very strong focus on food and water security initiatives because it's a drought-prone area. And therefore, there is a huge issue of water shortages. There is a huge issue of food and nutrition insecurity, leading to hunger, malnutrition, and poverty. What we are doing with the help of older people's leadership is that we are promoting rainwater harvesting technologies. There are structures that we have designed which will store rainwater when it rains. We are focusing a great deal on rain-fed farming. Despite of the minimal rainfall, agriculture is still possible. Agriculture is the only viable livelihood mean in the area. We are also working around horticulture so that older people and their families can grow fruits and vegetable crops. And then there is also very strong emphasis on seeds. Seeds are very important for farming, and seeds are very difficult to find in the arid zones like the Thar Desert. Beyond food and water security initiatives, we have a very strong focus on women empowerment, because gender inequality is very rampant in the area. Women are given less importance. They have minimal say, minimal decision-making authorities, minimal rights over the property. So we want to make sure that women are empowered, they can come forward and they can voice their opinions. And then finally, we also have a healthcare program, a community-based healthcare program. We provide medical services through our medical facilities. We also go out in the communities to provide self-care trainings, outreach medical services, and the focus, of course, is on raising older people's awareness levels on health issues like non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases, prevention approaches, etc., etc. Next slide, please. So in terms of numbers, we have so far formed more than 60 ILGs. This could be a number from the past in this slide. And the numbers of intergenerational learning groups are more than 100 now. More than 500 older people-led community-based organizations have been formed and they are functioning. Nearly 200,000 older people are covered with our work, with our approach, and we overall reach out to a population of 1.5 million people living in great distress and poverty. Moving forward, we would like to focus on climate change adaptation through intergenerational approach. Climate change is happening all over the world. We are also very seriously impacted with droughts becoming more severe and more visible. So we want to work on climate change adaptation. We also want to very strongly focus on community health work of our approach, which has been very successful, which has been very well received. And we also want to make sure that our focus on gender continues, because gender inequality is still there and there is a lot of work that needs to be done. Next, please. In conclusion, I think what I would like to say is that mitigating climate change through intergenerational approaches is the core of our work. We believe that without bringing generations together, it will be difficult for us to have a holistic kind of development in the communities. Just to give you an example of intergenerational approach work, we are actually currently leading a project called Enhancing Women and Girls Leadership in Climate Change Adaptation, in short EWGL, which is working in 20 villages and has been focusing on exchange of knowledge and ideas on rainwater harvesting, rain-fed farming with a drought mitigation approach. The project is overall benefiting about 40,000 people with a strong focus on women and older people. That is how we have been working. We have come a long way in our approach in many years that we have been working, but we still believe that we have to go far. We have to go a long way. Climate change is something which is becoming very, very global phenomenon. And we hope that our work contributes to drought mitigation and to climate change adaptation in the part of India where we are working. But we are also hopeful that the lessons, the learning that we have accumulated go beyond the Thar Desert, beyond India, to many communities in many parts of the world. I thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.